former MP Alhaji is so Alhaji today. By the definition, if we catch you today and put you to prison, you are a political prisoner.
And because he's a politician.
That is if I express my views, and my views are inconsistent with the ideology of the MPP, and they arrest me, I'll be a political prisoner. But if I go and defile a minor, and I'm arrested and put in jail, I'm a criminal, common criminal.
You are saying that the definition there, because the MPP says he's Ashanti regional chairman.
MPP did not invent political prisoner.
Okay.
So they can't give it the meaning that they want. A political prisoner is known to the literature. And amnesty, if they want to understand who a political prisoner is, they should go and read the amnesty documents. You can't give your own definition to a term that has gained international currency.
You are saying the definition of a political prisoner cannot be a politician put into prison?
No. A politician put into prison for ideas and beliefs he has expressed, which ideas and beliefs are inconsistent with the ideas and beliefs of government, and for which reason he's been imprisoned. He becomes a prisoner of conscience. Tell me, if we are polluting our water bodies, cutting down our forests, making women and children sick in mining areas, how can you be a prisoner of conscience? You have no conscience. Because you see the people, you see the water being polluted, you see the forest being degraded, you see the women and children being born with deformities. So how can you have conscience? If you have conscience, you will stop. He's not a political prisoner.
But the suggestion has also been that he's being pursued because he insulted the president when the president was an opposition leader.
Don't give life to this foolishness. A person goes to court based on charges. The charges must indicate the ingredients of the offense. So you have the charge sheet and the brief facts of the case. That becomes the basis for his presence in court. Then evidence will be led to show all the ingredients, the charge or the offense, and how he is involved in the commission of the offense. And if that is made out, he is then sanctioned, and the sanctions must be prescribed by law. And so Article 1911 must be complied with. A person cannot be convicted of an offense unless the offense is defined and the sentence prescribed by law. So you can't then say that because he was insulting the president. Was that the case for which he went to court? Was that the case for which he was convicted? So they should stop. Don't give currency to that. You help them in spreading falsehood and propaganda.
Actually, but the MPP itself believes in this so much, they've decided to put their legal team at the expense of what they call it, Chairman Wontumi, to use for an appeal and also help him in subsequent cases. They are so convinced of this that
no, they're not convinced. They are just afraid because the axe is fallen and it's going to fall on the heads of people who have committed crimes against this country. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And I agree with my senior, the Colossus, Tony Edu, that this was a criminal enterprise. You look at it anyhow, it was a criminal enterprise. The party itself should be ashamed of itself. The party, like, what's her name, Nana, or what's her name in the studio with you?
Nancy
said, I mean, if they have to blame themselves. They have to blame themselves. They can't blame any other person but themselves. Ghanaians gave them power to do things which were right in the eyes of all Ghanaians. Article 1 of the Constitution is very clear. Governance must be for the welfare and benefit of the people of this country. Very, very clear. And so, if they went into office and they decided to turn their party into a criminal enterprise and their governance into a machinery for looting and plunder, they bear responsibility for accounting to us. And those who the law will catch will have to suffer the punishment for it. And that's why your oath of office says so. Your oath of office, even the president's oath of office says so. If he violates the law of this country, or the constitution, or he conducts himself in a way that clearly is not consistent with the constitution, and is found guilty for that, he will suffer the penalty for it. Go and read the quote of the president. So Wontumi is suffering the penalty for his activities. Nobody conjured up the penalty. We, the people of this country, decided that if a person does that, he will suffer a penalty. And that penalty must be punitive. And that's what we did. That's what has been done. In fact, the judge has been even magnanimous. Just like a venerable Tonedo has said, go to 2013 when I went to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. And when we started the fight against illegal mining, and we came across Wontumi, that time we had a company called Household Mining doing Galamsey. We confiscated that time. There was no 20 years. There was just 3 years or so maximum. And then there was no confiscation of equipment. There was season. You will seize. You will go and pay money, and then you will use the money to remediate, and then he takes back his equipment. Wontumi went and told lies that when we went there, we burnt his equipment. We took. He claimed $43 million. That was his claim, $43 million. And some quantity of gold, kilos of gold, according to him, that we came and found on the site. Vehicles, you will hear him say 50 vehicles, pickups. You hear him say excavators, plenty. The court went into it and said all his claims could not be made out. Say so doesn't make it the fact. He failed to prove anything. And in any case, he also said we came to his concession. The state came to his concession unlawfully. The court said, oh, the state came there because he was involved in an illegality. And so the state had to come in to stop the illegality. The state did not need his permission to come to his land to stop an illegality. The report is there. The law report is there. So my senior Tonedo, time doesn't run against the commission of a crime. If the Attorney General wants, even though it was a civil case and he's sued, and the court gave him nothing, said he was entitled to nothing, the court found as a matter of fact that he was engaged in criminal activities, illegal mining. As a matter of fact. But I'll tell you again, when the MPP won power in 2016 and constituted government in 2017, around 2018, they paid Wontumi compensation. So I'm inviting the Attorney General's office to look deep for the file of Wontumi and get us to understand what compensation he was paid. And Amiyao Echreme, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources then, could be of valuable help, assistance, to understanding what compensation Wontumi was paid. And this matter, I'm not saying it for the first time, I debated Amiyao Echreme on TV on this matter. So Samra boy, Samatex. The company sued him for trespass. The court found as a fact that he was engaged in illegal mining activity. If this is not criminal enterprise, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. And you would call that person a political criminal. I can say, when they went there for the second attempt at fighting illegal mining, I can say, told them in their faces that they knew the people who were engaged in illegal mining activities. It's in their faces. But I was simply refusing to act. Oh, I don't you remember that statement of Ashanti?
Yes.
So criminal. And we see, he told the minister, Frimpong Boateng, in his face, that part in Jessica. So if they should stop the illegal mining, the excavators is confiscated. When they handed over, did you hear them? They handed over notes from the Ministry of Environment mention excavators. Where are they? Where are they? So please, they should give us ears to, our peace of mind to go about holding people accountable in this country. If they come and NDC members have engaged themselves or involved themselves in the commission of crimes, these are crimes against the land, they can pursue them. They will have our support. That's what I've said elsewhere. That Wontumi should let anybody, whether you are in this government or in the MPP, know that if you purchase a political license or insurance to insulate yourself against prosecution, your insurance has an expiry date. The day your party will leave power, that will be the day your insurance will expire. Wontumi's political insurance expired the day MPP lost elections on 7th December 2024. He knew that his cover had ended and that he will be held accountable.
Alhaji, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Well,
Alhaji refusing the calculation that we're doing. Says if somebody's politician, you put the politician into prison, political prisoner. Says no, that's not the way it works. You must be a prisoner of conscience. Yes, there must be clear, disagreeable, what do you call it? Differences between you and the administration. For which you have been sent to prison. Exactly. Not that you went and do something and they found you guilty and then all of a sudden you're a political prisoner. SM, please let's do that business so that Nika join us in studio.
Ni share down sign places,